À midi. Ok. Assister à la cérémonie d'ouverture à midi.
Howdy! Did you get Mion's letter? Never mind, it's a bit of a chore. Here, check out these puppies. All the photos from yesterday. Yep, I'd probably steer clear of that mailbox of yours for today, but even if you didn't and someone did write you a letter telling you to hold up on the investigation, you'd ignore it, wouldn't ya? Because we made up your
Oui.
mission, if you choose to accept it, is to take these here photographs to the folk we talked about yesterday and find out what all they know. I'd take care of it myself, but to be honest, I can't rightly stand listening to half the folk around here for more than about a minute and a half. So, the responsibility therefore lands squarely on you and your lonesome.
Ah, c'est moi qui vais supporter tous les bavardages. Oh, quelle horreur.
Everybody'll have no choice but to spill the beans about what they know. At least, I assume that's how it works. So, you ready?
Ok, allez.
Knew I could count on you. Once we clear Logan's name, we'll be heroes. Maybe they'll hold a parade for us. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I gotta get back to the ranch before my pa notices there ain't nobody keeping the yak mail company. Let's meet up at the Blue Moon once you've got the scoop.
D'accord. Alors. De Yann. Comme enseignant, nous avons... Ah oui, ça c'est pour le château d'eau, effectivement. Restons en contact. Le truc de Elsie. C'est vrai, le journal. J'ai oublié le journal. Non, aujourd'hui, pas de commande. Je vais juste faire la quête, là, donner tous les trucs à tout le monde. Est-ce que je peux faire ci? Est-ce que je peux peut-être... Déjà, je vais regarder... Non, je les ai déjà tous appris. Je vais regarder si je peux faire le château d'eau. Ah, c'est vrai, j'ai ça aussi. Je l'ai oublié, brique en marbre. Je l'ai complètement oublié. Alors, on va le mettre... On va le mettre à côté si j'y arrive. Non. On va le mettre là-bas. À côté des coffres. Hop. Et il sert à quoi? Machine de forge. Poêle à frire, des dagues, des épées, des... Ouais, hop, pistolet vintage et tout. Ok. Nickel. C'est vrai que j'ai la cuisine aussi maintenant. Est-ce qu'on ferait pas aussi la cuisine? Elle est où? Enfin, est-ce que je peux la faire au moins? Du caoutchouc, du marbre, des lingots, des dalles, marmite en cuivre et tout. Ouais, je peux. Je peux la faire totalement. Alors, marmite en cuivre. Je la fais où? Ici? Oui. Ah, j'ai vu le bois un coup. Je vais m'en occuper. Dalle en marbre. 3 dalles en marbre. Et le dalle en 3 marbres. 2, 4, 6. Donc 6 briques. Glou glou hop hop. Putain, on voit le spam là. Vas-y, t'abuses. On a vu le spam en bas à droite. C'est bon, merci beaucoup pour le avoir. Donc ça se fait. Protection caoutchouc, c'est bon. Lingot de bronze, c'est bon. Bois dur, c'est bon. Dalle en marbre. Évite le spam, s'il te plaît, étant donné que c'est un let's play de YouTube, s'il te plaît. C'est un let's play que je vais mettre sur YouTube. Il me manque juste les dalles en marbre. Ok. suis obligé d'attendre sur les dalles en marbre. En attendant, on va parler à tout le monde. Enfin, parler à tout le monde. Quelle horreur. J'espère qu'ils vont pas mettre 10 ans à discuter, c'est tout ce que je demande.
Hey there. How you holding up?
Montrez la photo.
Wow. Where'd you dig up an old relic like that? Yep, that's me in the background. But I can't say I remember too much about this day. Oh, people were always getting married in the blue moon back then. Logan's ma. What was she like? I can barely remember her face if not for this photo. She skipped town not too long after Logan was born. Shocked everyone with that move. Hardly worth mentioning Logan's old man. Howlett took it the hardest. But you'd never have guessed it from this photo. Looks like a match made in heaven. Except for the tear down the center, I guess. When Howlett came back with the disease and was put in quarantine by the church, Logan really lost it. He started shouting for them to release his paw outside the temple door. Understandable. Howlett was all he had his whole life. Well, that's not completely true. I considered Logan a friend once. I really just hope he sees through all this madness and turns himself in. Then maybe the healing can begin. Hey there. How you holding up?
Je pense que c'est bon.
Yeah, not that Frank, so you're trying.
C'est bon, c'est bon, ouais, c'est bon, stop. Laisse-moi tranquille. Je voulais juste te montrer la photo. Alors, le suivant. N'importe lequel, on s'en fiche. Il y a des points, il y a des points d'exclamation, des points d'interrogation partout.
Howdy there. Any news to report on the water tower? Goodness, nowhere ever did you find this. You know, you don't need to be sneaking around, acting all suspicious if all you're after is information. Yes, this makes sense. Although I must admit, this shows a level of organization from Logan I can't say I was aware he might be capable of. No doubt you started to put things together since your arrival, but perhaps you'd best hear the tale in its entirety to dispel any misconceptions you might have about the whole ordeal. Not too long before you started living in Sandrock, a great tragedy struck this town. Howlett, the monster hunter, and his son Logan, with whom you are already quite familiar with, ran into Howlett when diving in some ruins explicitly blocked off by the Civil Corps due to an abundance of unknown and dangerous substances. Sure enough, he became contaminated with something bizarre. Logan reacted rather wildly after Pastor Miguel quarantined his father inside the temple and refused to let Logan come in contact with him due to fears of contamination. He couldn't believe his father would be so careless as to come in contact with dangerous Age of Corruption concoctions. One night during the quarantine, Logan attacked the temple with bombs. I assume it was to free his father from the quarantine. But whatever the case, Logan botched the operation and parts of the temple collapsed. Us church folk were all outside, but Logan's father was still in there where we'd left him, and when we found him down there, he was already gone. Logan blamed us church folk for what happened. Now he seems bent on some kind of revenge. And he'd sooner take down the whole town if it means getting to us, I reckon. Howdy there. Any news to report on the water tower?
Ah, je suis obligé de le faire lui aussi. Ouais. Il y a juste les photos qui m'intéressent. Ok, alors maintenant, Arvio. Ah non, il y a la rallye. Quelle heure? Midi? Ah oui, non, c'est bon, j'ai le temps. Bah, il est où? Il est sorti au même moment? Ah non, se réveiller. Debout!
Hello
Oh boy. It seems my secret supplier has been revealed. Yes. I told Mian that those recipes were company secrets, which was true. Only Haru and myself are privy to such knowledge. What? I was the only one left around here who knew how to make that stuff. I'm supposed to just give away my recipes like that? Come now. I've got to pay the bills too, you know? It's really so unpleasant what happened with Haru. Not only because I consider him a friend of mine, but also because of that great mind of his. He was always coming up with inventions and such. We had a really good deal. All the products he showed me how to make, I put up in my shop and we split the earnings. 50-50. I've even put aside what he'd be making. You know, if he ever comes back. Whatever would a bright and unassuming fellow be doing with a barbarian like Logan anyway? I say there must be blackmail involved. Haru would never turn against us on a dime like this. Well, friend, now that you know how to make the stuff, care to not spread it around too much? Hello there! Let's joke about
Ouais, oui, je vais pas la divulguer.
I think it's... I wish you luck.
Je sais garder un secret quand même, merci. Alors, on va aller voir qui maintenant. Il y en a là, 70 mètres, même deux. Jasmine.
Hey, are you... Oh, this. I never should have drew this. If I knew what was going to happen, I never would have. We used to go on lots of adventures. Then Logan changed. He didn't care about me, or my mom, or anybody. My mom said if things get better, we were going to rebuild a school in Sandrock. But things got worse because of Logan! Now I'm the only kid in town.
Ok, à plus. À plus. Ah non, je peux pas.
Told me right.
Hey there. I'm afraid there ain't much more than... What? Yeah, I made this equipment. So what? I can't hardly be held responsible for everything that moves in and out of my shop now, can I? What are you implying, huh? You got a lot of nerve. I'm afraid there ain't much more to know than what's already been known. But I suppose I wouldn't mind you proving me wrong on that. Huh? So, look, I'll worry about it. There ain't gonna be seeing you.
Ok. Ensuite. Là-bas, toi.
Hey, it's Skinny Arms. How can the Protector serve you today? What's that? Making bombs now, are we? Haha, finally! You're getting into building cool stuff. I meant to say something to you about all those lame screws and boards and, Oh, I see. Yes, now that you mention it, I believe I have seen these kinds of bombs before. Yes. It's coming back to me. That foul Logan's paramount compatriot used those kinds of bombs as his weapons of choice. A bit cowardly, if you ask me. If you don't have the guts to look someone in the eye as you punch them in the teeth, well, in my book, you shouldn't be fighting at all. Furthermore, these puny things would hardly scathe a indomitable chevalier such as myself. Hey, it's Skinny Arms. How can the Protector serve you today?
Ok, c'est bon.
What's that?
Ah non, je viens de la faire.
A bit further. Hey, what's that?
Je viens de la faire.
A bit cowardly. Furthermore, hey, it's Skinny Arms.
Ouais.
If you... As soon as I managed... Well, no more...
Il est quelle heure? 9h40, ça va, j'ai le temps encore. On va aller là-haut. Je vais me reprendre une monture après. Et puis je vais aussi prendre... Je vais déjà élever un... Je vais élever un animal aussi. Je commence à en avoir marre de tout le temps marcher. Et où ok, Miguel.
But it can't be helped. Yes, I made the decision. It's not a pleasure.
Quoi, c'est tout? Ok, je m'attendais à autre chose. Et GG Hachana pour ton level 24, bien joué à toi. Je vais me louer une monture. Eh bien ici toi. Hop. Ouais, je le vois là. Hein. Il y a une grotte? Un truc que je suis pas au courant, il y a une grotte. Attends, il y a quoi ici? Il est où? Je sais pas du tout ce que c'est. Bon, on verra quand il reviendra en ville. Hein. En attendant, on va aller parler à l'autre. Ah bah non, il est là. Il est là, Franck. C'était qui alors? Pure caisse. Ok, il y a un bug. C'est tout? Ah oui, il parle pas. Et je vais trop vite. Voilà. Ok. Ah, il est bientôt midi. Voilà la cérémonie.
Oh, hey there. Here for the ceremony, huh?
Oui.
Well, this is it. I paid an arm and a leg getting advertising all the way out to Atara. And this is the turnout. Logan, why couldn't he have blown up the water tower next week? Or better yet, not at all? Well, on the bright side, since there's no one here, there's no one to see how miserable of a failure this is. Thanks for coming out to show your support. I'm sure you've still got plenty to do after the attack. It means a lot. This ain't the end of the world, though. Maybe once the Civil Corps finally catch that no-goodnik, I'll paint the sleds a different color and rebrand the whole thing or something. I even had this gift specially picked out for my first customer, and I guess my first customer is you now, huh? I guess technically Burgess was here first, but his beliefs wouldn't allow him to accept a relic. Here you go. Oh, speaking of Burgess, he wanted to talk to you. He feels responsible for getting the ball rolling on this thing, I guess. I mean, this is nobody's fault but Logan's, but I couldn't convince him otherwise. Catch you later. We'll get him next time.
Ok, ah bah il est là, Burgess.
Hey there. Gosh, real shame about all this. It seems like this whole entertainment thing blew up in our faces, and it's all my fault. If I just hadn't bothered with that darn survey. Well, I suppose one could blame Logan, as his antics did scare everyone away from the ceremony, but oh shucks, let's call it 50-50. What's more, I realized that my survey, which was intended to support the need for giving people in town a rest, actually ended up putting you builders back to work. Well, I'm real sorry that things turned out like this. Foresight is not your strong suit. Miguel always says that about me. If it means anything, I did want to tell you that I think you did a really great job on the sand sled thing, even if nobody showed up. All the stuff you've been doing for Sandrock, well, a lot of people appreciate it. We're all rooting for you. So, I saved up some money and got you a week-long pass to ride on Katori's sand sled game as many times as you want. I got one for Mian, too, since you guys have been working so hard lately. Well, have fun. Be careful, those sleds can get real speedy. Oh, hi. You're looking kind of oh, gosh. You want to know about that? I was taking the late shift, helping out with patrols, making sure nobody snuck in to see old Howlett, who was being quarantined. It was a stressful time for all of us. Obviously, Logan was affected the most. Sure enough, he showed up and the last thing I remember is me politely explaining to him that going into the temple right then was against the rules. Then everything went black. When I woke up, everybody helped me to my feet and wanted to know what happened, but I didn't really see anything. It's all very sad. I can't help but think if Logan hadn't acted so irrationally, perhaps his father would still be. Some things are best not to dwell on. What happened happened. No one wanted it to be this way. Blaming anyone won't bring him back. I think the sooner Logan accepts that and takes responsibility for what he did, well, perhaps the sooner we can have him back in the flock. Maybe the reason no one's talked about this much since you've been here is we're all really sad about the way things turned out. Maybe some people also fear that it's something they did that drove Logan down this path. Logan will come back to the light one day. I'm sure of it. Just make sure to stay safe out there. And remember, we're all in this.
C'est bon, c'est fait. Parfait. Alors maintenant. Oui, recycler le château, ça je vais le faire. Construire une selle. Ah, faut que je construise aussi une selle. Mais du coup, le rallye des sables, là, je peux quand même m'amuser à le faire. Oui. Je vais faire de la luge. Ici. On va choisir un mode. On va essayer les deux. Mode course déjà. Alors, il existe deux types de rallye des sables. Le mode course et le mode collection. Pour chaque nouveau record sur une piste en mode course, tu recevras de superbes récompenses, d'accord? Dans la collection, les concurrents récupèrent des objets et des boîtes cadeaux sur la piste. Les objets récupérés sont placés dans le sac des participants. Les prix sont de valeurs différentes, alors essayez de tous les obtenir. Il y a de nombreuses rampes de différentes couleurs dans un rallye des courses des sables. La jaune accélère, ce qui donne un bonus de vitesse, alors que la bleue te permet de sauter dans les airs. Ok. Tu peux aussi te propulser pendant une course de rallye des sables, tu peux aussi, ok. Il y a un délai de recharge. Ok, bon, on va essayer. Hein. Ah, je vais en choisir une, ok. Ah! Au secours! Ouah, c'est long, frère! Ah, là-bas, ok. S. Ok. S pièce. Ouais, et du coup, il est où le magasin? Non. C'est tout? Ouais, bah, Osef. On viendra y rejouer quand il y aura... quand l'histoire, elle aura avancé, puis qu'il y aura tous les autres aussi. Tout seul, c'est pas fun du tout, c'est de la merde. Ah, viens ici, copain. Hop. Oula, 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 c'est en train de charger, là. Prenne l'autre quête aussi avec moi. Hop, celui-là. Eh, on recycle. Oula, cadre en acier, des lingots d'acier en magnésie, des tuyaux en bronze, des plaques de fer, des vannes. Ah ouais, là ça commence à taper dans le... dans les grosses constructions là. Je vais regarder si les trucs de marbre ils sont faits. Enfin, si je peux les passer dans le four. Non, encore deux. Bon bah on va aller à la lune bleue du coup.
You did what? I did what I had to do.
What you did was impulsive, and you put our friend in danger. I was coming up with a plan.
Alright, I reckon when you put it that way, I did what I had to do in order to get things done in a time frame that I could find satisfactory. Which is basically the same thing. Look, here they are now. Everything went fine, right? Yeehaw! See, it's like I said. Not everybody's a detective. Folks got their own problems to worry about. Getting away with stuff is real easy. Half of the time it works every time.
That's very specious reasoning.
Much obliged.
Well, if you're safe, I guess there's no point in getting hung up on what's already happened. Can you guys just promise me that you'll be more careful in the future?
Ain't y'all ever heard of all's well that ends well? Fortune favors the bold. Stupid is as stupid does. I thought y'all were into book learning. Oh, all right, fine. We promise. With that being said, spill the beans. What'd you find out?
I see.
Wow! So, what does it all mean?
I have no idea.
What? Come on, you said talking to everyone would help us solve the case.
Elsie could really do with a little less backseat detectiving right now.
I'm sorry, I'm just all riled up.
I think the best thing we can do for now is just wait until we have something else to go on. Thanks for doing all you did. Your summary on what you learned today was incisive and insightful.
Yeah, you went out there and hit the streets like a real hard-boiled bad egg. In fact, that gives me an idea. Tomorrow? No, not one of thems. A real surprise. You just better ready. I'm off.
Might want to double check your windows are locked tonight. Nothing more for us to do now. Better just get back to it. See ya!
Ok. Bon bah pour le moment on n'a pas plus avancé que ça. Va falloir patienter. Bon bah, du coup on va partir sur... on va commencer gentiment cette construction. Enfin dès que j'aurai fini l'établi. Donc déjà ce que je peux faire... Est-ce que je peux faire des lingots d'acier au magnésium Faut que j'en fasse combien? On va faire ça dans le... On va faire ça dans l'ordre. 8 plaques de fer. Ok. Ensuite, 4 tuyaux en bronze. Ok. Des lingots d'acier au magnésium. 6 lingots d'acier au magnésium. Merde, si je l'oublie de mettre du carburant, ils vont rien faire. Là, il y a du carburant, c'est bon. Là, c'est bon. Par contre, pourquoi il y a du... Ah putain, il y a du manque d'eau. Il manque de l'eau. Faut que je refasse de l'eau. Il est où mon truc d'eau? Il est là-bas. C'est bon. Ensuite, du coup, donc les plaques c'est fait, les tuyaux ils se font. Les lingots ils se font. Ensuite, il me faut des cadres en acier, des loquets de fer. Hein, des cadres en acier? Ouais, mais pour ça, il me faut les tiges et tout, ouais. Et je vais attendre que ça se crafte au fur et à mesure. Déjà, il me fallait que je fasse aussi, j'ai vu une selle. Que je ne peux pas faire parce que je n'ai pas de caoutchouc, c'est ça? Ça se fabrique les trucs en caoutchouc là? Oui, ça. Donc les trucs en caoutchouc. Les lingots ça c'est fou, il me manque un truc comme ça. Ok. Les trucs en caoutchouc ça se fait. Est-ce que j'ai encore de la... Ouais, j'ai de la place pour faire un petit peu de lingots de bronze. Ok, là c'est bon. On va remettre des choses aussi dans les recycleurs. On va commencer par les trucs du bas là un peu. Ok. Alors, plastique c'est fait. Là, on va aller dans le fer. Et le dernier. Ok, là c'est bon. Là je dois attendre encore quelques secondes. Qu'est-ce que je peux faire? La selle elle va se faire. Là non. Là il faut que j'aille fouiller les ruines, ça les ruines. Terminer la commande, j'ai toujours pas compris. Et toi? Ok, non, j'ai rien à faire en fait là pour le moment. Dalle en marbre, ok. Et là, on les transforme en dalles. Ok, bah c'est bon. Pour le moment, je peux rien faire de spécial. On va passer à la journée suivante. J'ai un point de perle à remettre. Et on va le mettre... c'est là-dedans... Ouais, faut débloquer ici. Voilà, nickel.